I just saw a video of some guy saying that women always regret the choice to divorce their husbands. Like later on, they always regret it.
If you've gone through a divorce, I just need to know, does it get easier? Does it get easier? Because all I can do every time is cry. I just, no matter what.
Wait, did you hear a baby and a cat purring? Like, listen, don't feel sorry for these women. The caption says, I regret divorcing my husband. Listen, what about that man? He probably lost his house. He probably lost a car. He probably lost his savings, 401k, whatever case it be, alimony, child support. But you don't see us getting online and crying and about this divorce, right? The reason why most women regret divorce is because they thought the grass was greener on the other side, right? They thought that they can do better. They thought they can take the cash and prizes, go to the courthouse and get your resources. And then they realize that, man, I'm out here in the field and I'm getting smashed and dashed. I'm getting pumped and up. I'm just riding a carousel. Nobody really cares about me. Nobody really wants me, right? Life after a divorce for most women is not fun, especially when it comes to dating, because most men out here are savages. They're not really trying to settle down with a woman with kids, right? They don't want that extra load. So they just are there to hit it and quit it. And these women, they start to feel the effects because they're like, oh man, I shouldn't have divorced my husband because he the one that actually cared about me. He the one that actually would put up with my garbage and listen to me.
I always end up crying the whole time.
You guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think I'm gonna need to divorce my husband.
Soon-to-be ex-husband just pulled up to my house in a brand new truck, and I'm not really sure if I'm sad about it or if I'm mad about it. There's a little bit of both happening there because a brand new truck.
These type of chicks, the sleeve tattoos, those are the best to hook up with, not nothing for long term. Imagine you waking up to this chick. Look how she's pointing. Like, man, some of y'all guys just got to pick better. But I'm glad he got away.
Really mattered more to this man than his marriage.
Babe, I'm ready for a divorce.
We just got married.
Oh, that was all just for clout for TikTok, honey. It wasn't real.
I'm gonna cry. I've just realized that I have become a single 30-year-old mom who's driving in a Dodge Caravan, checking out other men while driving in a subdivision.
I'm officially nobody's wife anymore. I am divorced. I never thought I would see the day.
You know, for a generation of women who are always pushing for marriage and men don't want to get married, and once they get married, it seemed like these women are just so happy to divorce, and they post about it and they do videos about how they're just divorced, and I'm so happy. I can't believe I did it. Like it's just some achievement. They get married and they're like, yeah, let me see how quick I can divorce this man and how can I make it so dramatic? And they post it online just to get views and likes. She's going to regret it, though. Keep watching.
When I'm divorced, I finally did it. I finally filed the papers. And as much as it's so heartbreaking, I'm so ready for what's to come.
6 months later.
As a 35 divorced a single mom, I went back on Facebook dating, and when I tell you men are not men no more, all the men want to be chased. They want you to message them first. They want you to be the one that's interested, and then they want to be all nonchalant and not give you no effort. Like, honey,
I can remember when I told my ex-husband I wanted a divorce. It was December 2019, and he was completely shocked. Completely caught off guard, like dumbfounded, devastated, everything else.
This is why men are not settling down and getting married, because these women don't value marriage like that, man. They just want to talk about how they got divorced. I seen women have divorce parties, all type of stuff. It's sad, man, because men are sacrificing. They're working these jobs just to, have a family, and these women just say, "Oh, I don't want to do it anymore," and just throw it out the window. Why should a man settle down and get married? if the women don't even value the marriage. There's no to death do us part. I can see if, he was like super abusive or something crazy like that. But these chicks, they be having perfectly good husbands. Most of the time, they don't even get these dudes sex. I had consultations with dudes who ain't had sex with their wives in 2, 3, 4 years. What type of stuff is that, man? Why would a man want to? That's torture. Like these women don't even make it seem like marriage is fun. They don't talk about how I do this for my husband. I do this, and that. They just talk about how I divorced and I left him, and I left him. I'm finally gone. Like they were captive and held hostage. I'm free. I'm free. And then they realize that they're out in these streets and they just getting ran through, and they regret it.
Life after divorce. As a woman, I would honestly sit here and say, as much as I've made the decision and the choice to divorce my husband then, I also regret it.
On today's episode of I Regret My Divorce, I think the biggest takeaway is the grass is definitely not always greener on the other side. But let's take a look.
We signed our final divorce papers last week. And I just got notified today that the lawyer sent the papers to the court today to be signed by the judge. Everybody keeps thinking that I'm handling this divorce so well, and I'm not. I'm not okay.
I have a lot of regrets, and I have a lot of regrets about my divorce.
When I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce, we sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? The therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying, and I was like, I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't.
Listen, man, if you got to go to a therapist while you married or in a relationship, you're already doomed. Because most of them are for the women, right? They're against the man. The man needs to change. You sit in front of this random person, and they're just, they're so empathetic towards the women. And then what happens is they demonize you. They say, you need to do this. This is why she's not happy. This is why it's not working. And you are being basically villainized. You are a bad, terrible man. And if you don't do these things to make her happy, she's going to leave you.
React at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? So he responded right away, and he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. Like, I knew that I was ready to leave that day, but I couldn't believe that was his reaction. There was no empathy. There was no compassion. There was no like wanting to fight for us, and I was like, so what are we going to do? And he just kept playing, and he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. So it was like within a couple days he moved out.